everyone. Christine Lozano here. Thank you for joining us on Why with Christine. Before we start, I want to give a shameless plug on my viperroomphotos.com website, viperroomphotos.com. You see it right down here. Go ahead and click on that. I have a book for sale and also individual prints if you're so inclined. This is the Viper Room during the heyday in the 90s, 1995 to 2004. Rare, never before seen photos when I was the in-house photographer for the Viper Room when Sunset Boulevard was the place to be. All right, thank you. Enjoy the show.
How about the sugar blues? Look out now. Oh, mercy. I got the sugar blues. Everybody's singing the sugar blues. The whole town's ringing. I love my coffee. I love my tea. But the doggone gals turn sour on me. Feel so unhappy. Feel so bad. I could lay me down and die, or you can say what you choose.
All right, we are here today with Jennifer and Nick from Fun Funky Fab Vintage in El Paso, Texas. And like you guys are located in the hub where all the cool stuff is happening. You have Old Sheepdog Brewery near you. You have the Lincoln Park. Did I say that right? Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Which is like the cool. They've done movies there. They've shot all kinds of stuff. Hello, hi.
Hi.
Don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy. We'll get into the questions and
Okay.
gave you guys lots of questions. But what made you pick that area? That specific area right there.
Actually, it just kind of fell in our laps. We were gonna move into this tiny little room over by Fox Plaza, and there was a guy next to us in the next room over, and he said, "You know what? I have something better coming up. Do you want to come with us?" And we said, "Sure." And so we both moved here. It was the owner of Just a Few Records that used to live next door to us, and so we came over here together. So it just kind of worked out.
It worked out, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How many years have you been there?
2.
2 years. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was
nice.
2 in March. Yeah.
So we just did our, share your mark.
You did an anniversary party. Did you guys like throw down? Did you know?
With each other.
I got a 1970s Saks Market Moo.
That was amazing.
Like, dude, I love, and I wear it. Mom's like, what, I'm like, this is Diana Ross, dude, I love it. So you got some great stuff there, and it's always good. I will say this because I'm not a size 2, and it's always good to when you go to vintage shops where they have all sizes because.
Right.
And I will tell you, in LA, when you go to vintage stores, for some reason, it's between sizes 2 and 6. It's like, fucking don't tell me they didn't have chunky people back in the 1920s, okay? Because they did. So
it's just a lot harder. It's a lot harder to source the bigger sizes. Unfortunately, I have a lot of trouble finding the bigger sizes. So if I have,
why is that?
I don't know. Maybe the era, I don't know, because a lot, like you say, a lot of the clothes that are from like 40s, 50s, 60s, size 0 to maybe 4. I'm thinking, I mean, a lot of people say that it's because of what we eat now compared to what they ate then, it's, I don't know. People took
Yeah, maybe in the 60s and
methamphetamine.
70s, people were just like doing a lot of drugs and they were skinny.
Mother's little helper,
And then, well, that was the 80s. The 80s had a little, So one of the things I start with the questions is like how I met you. I met you because I walked into your store because I was doing a
Right.
show down below you,
Downstairs, yeah.
my photography show, and yeah, like I don't know, some odd amount later, I come out with bags, clothes. So I met you, loved it, and then I did some photos for you for a fashion show you did, which was amazing. That when you put together clothes for a fashion show that you guys outside, I don't know what it was for. Was it?
It was a market. We had a vintage market. It was a market. And so in order to like boost the market, I guess you can say, we incorporated a fashion show. And part of it was focused on the eras, so like from the 20s to the 70s. And then the other part was like a mix of modern and vintage put together. And at that time, we had an employee by the name of Isa, and she is studying fashion design at EPCC. And so she was the one who put it together.
I always see you there. You're the face. My love, what do you do? What do you do, Nick? What do you do?
I am the peon.
No, you're not.
I'm the worker.
He's the muscle.
You're the one that carries stuff upstairs. You're the yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm the husband, and I support everything she does. I have always enjoyed certain things, like from the 60s and 70s. I know what I like, my eyes like, but I never knew what they were. When I met my wife, she's been doing this since she was a teenager. She's been collecting since she was a teenager. So when we met and she started telling me about vintage and taking me to places where she gets stuff, then I started realizing, oh, that's like MCM. Oh, that's Atomic, which is the two things that I like. And that's when I started, oh, well, this is Atomic, this is MCM, this is 20s and 30s. So little by little, I started learning from her.
Atomic and what's MCM? What is that? Because I don't know. What is that?
MCM is from mid-century modern.
When someone says mid-century modern, you're automatically thinking 50s to early 60s. Furniture, has those sleek lines and those slanted legs.
Very clean.
Very clean, like Swedish furniture.
Swedish,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So atomic age is because everybody was like crazy about going to the moon and space. And so there was
Think
a
about
lot
Jetsons.
Jetsons. It was a lot of like.
I think I had that. I have something from like the 1960s. It's the round chair on one leg, one thing, and it's
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So those two are sometimes incorporated because with the sleekness of MCM and kind of space kind of visual of Atomic, and there's a lot like in the 50s, with what was it? With the war.
The 40s were the war. The 50s were the baby boomers, right? Because we had just gotten out of World War II in the 40s. So everybody was having babies. Everybody had a nice house and a good job. Well, at least most people did. And so they were focused on decorating everything really nicely. And so, yeah.
But I learned from her.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm learning from her right now too. But also, you have great furniture, which is something soon when I get some room, because I have no room because I brought my stuff over here, so it's like But one of the things I've noticed, I can get a lot of good stuff here in El Paso that you can't get in LA. Which,
Oh, wow.
I don't even know why I'm saying that out loud because I know, no, well, You're like, no, sure. Come people to come to our store. You guys got some good chairs. And I was just like eyeballing, going, okay. And I remember even when I was there, a lady came in and she like beeline for a chair. So, do your chairs go
Hmm.
pretty fast?
They do, especially if they are the mid-century modern ones. They
Beautiful
are
shirts, fun.
they're honestly coming far and few between right now because that style is just so popular right now.
Yes.
So right now it's kind of difficult to find them or difficult to find the original ones because there's a lot of reproductions.
Yes.
Ah, okay. And
Hmm.
you know how to decipher like what is what? Are you?
Most of the time.
There's certain things you can look at that let's say tells you those are repos and those are actually MCM. A lot of the MCM stuff, like from the original ones, they're marked. Most of them are marked.
So mine would not. So mine was handmade, but it wouldn't be an original. So that when yeah, because it didn't come until like
There are
the 36.
earmarks like there are earmarks like if you like the hardware would be metal, the tips of the
Yes.
legs. Um, a lot of times, I don't know if you've ever seen on the back of furniture where they have like markers and they have like numbers. So sometimes if you look at the back of furniture, like dressers or, you know, dressers,
Or dressers, yeah, or
they'll
even
have,
cocktail tables.
they'll either have stamped numbers or handwritten numbers. If you read, there's a way to read them and you can tell what year they're
What
from.
do you reckon? Yes.
Wow. Okay. And
Yes.
where do you
Hmm.
get? Where do you look for your stuff? I mean, is it just El
We
Paso?
go
Or do you go
to
outside?
For the most part, we've gotten everything here in town. We go to estate sales, we go to the swap, we go to thrift stores everywhere, garage sales,
Sometimes some things are donated.
donations. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, that's amazing. No, you definitely have some good stuff. The jewelry too had. I mean, yeah. How do you know? Like, how do you keep from buying everything? I mean,
Oh my God.
do you like when you go out? Do you like okay? I got a budget. Is that where you come in? You're like, no, you can't get that.
That's where he comes in, where I'm just like, look, babe, look. Yeah. I started collecting when I was a teenager. Um, So, and I got out of it a little bit and then I got back into it in my like early 30s and that's when I really started collecting. And I started with vintage jewelry, so I have tons of it. And then I started with purses and then it just evolved into everything else from there.
The 20s and 30s were always my favorite. Do you have a favorite? Like your
I
collections?
do actually I have two favorites, the 40s and well it's not it's a mixture of eras, the 40s and the late 50s, early 60s. Those are my favorites.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you only
Mhm.
just dress vintage? Is that
Oh no, no. My usual well during the winter it's jeans and a sweater, jeans and a t-shirt. But come summer, I live in dresses because it's so hot, and it's just easier to get like these little 1970s things that I'm wearing here because they're part polyester and it's just like put them in the wash and take them out and let's go. And they're really cute
yeah.
too. So yeah.
And
Mhm.
what about you, Nick? What you got the little fedoras? You're doing the zoot suits?
No, just
What's going on?
I'm a jean and black shirts. You can never have enough black shirts. You go into my closet, everything is black.
No, no, you don't like none of those like Colombian button up shirts or what do you call Cuban?
Like
The
guayaberas.
guayaberas.
I have a few. Yes,
I've tried to make him wear them, but he just refuses.
I like some 70s type. Like I'm I would I like that disco look. I like that
Okay, all
1970s.
right, John Travolta. Okay.
So if I had the hair, I probably would be like pimping out
With the
all the
butterfly
with a
collar.
butterfly collar, and taller
Sweater,
and
you
skinnier,
gotta walk. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and my platform
All right.
shoes.
All right. So the first question, well, the second question, the first question was, how do I know you? Second question that I always ask people, because I'm such a film person, is what was the first movie you've seen in the theater and does it still hold up?
The very first movie that I saw was Double Bill, Blazing Saddles, which is a comedy.
Yeah, I know
And
Blazing Saddles.
and
How old were you?
I was my mom took me to watch this movie. And it was like, no, as a matter of fact, let me do this. Living in here in El Paso, An American Werewolf in London was my first movie. And I started at the Capri. Remember the Capri?
No.
Okay, it was a no movie theater.
I left El Paso. I don't remember nothing. No.
Okay, this was like 1970,
Wait, easy. I don't know
1979.
how old you think. I don't know how old you think I am, but even then, I was but a wee child. Like a pre. Wow.
Okay, yeah, the Capri closed up. But the Capri was a theater, and I saw An American Werewolf in London. And yeah, he holds up. Is he one of those, what do you call them? Like the pulp kind of pulp movies? Like,
Pulp Fiction?
no, not Pulp
No,
Fiction.
I don't know.
You said the word yesterday. When I said underground, but not underground, like Fast Times at Richmond High.
Oh, cult classic.
It's like a cult classic.
Oh, okay. And how old were you when you saw this?
I was like 11, and we snuck into the theater, me and my best friend.
Oh, okay. But before that, you saw Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, I was like 9 years old, Blazing Saddles, and then the other movie was Happy Birthday to Me, which is a slasher movie. See, it was a comedy,
It was a
and
double feature.
it was a double feature, but they showed a comedy and then they showed Happy Birthday to Me, which is at the time was like a slasher movie,
Yeah.
and that's another cult classic.
I don't know. One of the things I'm finding out is because I talk to all ages on here, but the people from like the 70s, our parents were fucking batshit crazy. Okay, I mean, I had
Yes.
people. Their first movies was like Blue Lagoon, Coal Miner's Daughter. Now we
Mornings.
got Blazing Saddles. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's Jaws was another one. Like, my parents are just like, here, I'm gonna drop you off. Bye. You know.
No, my mom said, you're going to go see this movie? We're going to see a comedy and we're going to see a horror movie. I was like, okay, I didn't know what the horror movie. And she kept putting her
Hand.
hand over my eyes and the best parts. When people are getting killed, she's like, boom. And I would hear her screaming.
Not that you can't hear it, but yeah, it's like
Right.
did you used to drive and your parents would put their hand out so you wouldn't fly through the windshield?
Yes.
You know, that kind of
Yes.
thing? Yeah, you know.
Yes.
What about you, Miss Thing?
You know what? The first movie I remember seeing, I'm sure it wasn't the first movie I saw, was E.T.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's more kid
Very,
That's more family oriented.
very innocent. You cry at the end.
Okay, yeah, I just find that question interesting because, like I said, people have got some amazing answers, and I think you would be arrested today if you were a parent and you dropped your child off to see something like Jaws, and they'd be like, wait,
Yes.
Or
child services
The
would-
Exorcist.
or the yeah, or that. Oh my God. So going back to your place, Fun Funky Fab Vintage.
You're getting there. Boom, boom, boom.
I'm gonna. It's like a rap, What inspired you to start it? I know you said you started collecting when you were a teenager and everything like that. Were you guys already together and you said, guess what, honey? We're gonna start a store. Show me the money. Or what? I mean, how did it?
Yes.
Basically,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Pretty much.
I used to be a special ed teacher, and I mean, I did this on the side, of course, and I would go to the markets and do the pop-ups and all of that before I met Nick.
Oh, okay.
And I had always thought, it would be nice to have a vintage store.
A brick and mortar.
Yeah, in my innocence. I thought it would be so cool and easy. And so then we got together. COVID came in, and about that time I got diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. So I had to stop working at a real job. And so some time passed, and I started getting better little by little. And so we had the opportunity to open up the store, and so we went for it.
It was either this or that, and we decided, the universe is giving us the opportunity to do this. I mean, let's go for it and see what happens.
You know what? That's awesome because a lot of people would have been like too afraid to even try it. You know, so
Yeah.
Mm.
that's awesome. And it's you, you kind of said the same thing Brisa said. She's like, little did we know, but I mean, you know, it's. She said the same thing you did. That's why I laughed. But I mean, it's like anything, but it's yours, and that's
Right,
something
Yes.
that a lot
right,
of people can't say. You know, so you got to be proud
Yes.
for that.
right.
Um, all right. This I'm very curious because then it takes me what 15 minutes to get to your store. No, what's the most rare vintage item you've ever found?
I don't know if you can see it.
Put it
It's
in the
like a
show cam.
little, it's like a little casket type of
Oh
box.
yeah, yeah.
This is 120 years old. It has a patent from April the 4th, 1904. And I found it for a few bucks at an estate sale, and it came with this nice little pine cone that somebody painted gold, put it in there, so I left it in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the older
you
thing
gotta
that we
leave it
have.
in there. You
Yeah.
gotta leave that in there, and you don't. You have it near you. Is it like you're not selling it? Are you?
Yeah. I have it for sale.
You are?
Hmm. Oh man, our house is just overflowing with things.
We have lots.
It's
And
just
yes.
yes. So yeah,
You're like yes. Sir.
I have to pick and choose
Wow.
very carefully. I pick most of my prized possessions are purses. So yeah.
Oh, okay. And
She's
Hmm.
got
so
lots
is
of
that
purses.
like a? Would you call it like a jewelry box or something?
It's a
Is
trinket
that what it is?
box. Yeah.
Trinket
Hmm.
box. Okay. If you could be a costume designer for any movie with the clothes that you have in your store, what movie would it
Hmm.
be? It could be a movie that's already done, okay? But any movie from any era.
Okay. So I don't have a specific movie, but I would either like to make costumes for Hedy Lamarr or a young Elizabeth Taylor. Mhm.
Okay, so Hedy Lamarr was 40s, right? 40s.
Yes,
Young
yes.
Elizabeth Taylor was
She
late 50s, 60s.
50s, I would say early 50s, yeah, 60s, yeah.
Nick, I'm in Saturday Night Fever. Next to go. He's thinking disco. He's like, I don't know,
Well, you know what?
car wash.
I mean, this is kind of like a new movie. It's come out in the last few years. But have you seen that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt? That movie, that era, the way they filmed it, and that was badass. Yeah, everything they wore is like that 70s, that late 60s. Um, I wish I would have been like a teenager during that time. Because I remember my brother, my uncle, he became my brother, but my uncle used to have like these cool striped down jeans, bell bottoms. And he was so proud of those jeans. He wore them, I think he wore them like every day. That's why I remember him,
Look,
because I see him.
look who you're sitting next to. She can find those for you. Okay.
I can try.
But I mean, I just like that look of that time. I look at the early 70s, even like late 70s, like Brooklyn, that style, I know people will call it kind of like ghetto or dirty, but I just like that underground graffiti, and black people with the hair, and just that funky, groovy look. I just love that.
Hmm.
And also that disco kind of like cool, Jim
I think
Morrison.
we always come back to the disco. I like it.
And the music, you just want to groove, it's just like, I don't look it, but it's like I could dance at one point.
If you could travel to any era to stock your shop, where would you go? Where specifically would you go and why?
That's a hard one. It's a hard one because I'm thinking like what's popular right now, and what's popular right now are 90s with the younger generation. They love the 90s, they love the Y2K.
To them, that's
That's
vintage.
vintage. But for me, myself, I'm doing the same 40s, late 50s, early 60s, maybe even a little bit 70s. Yeah. So I don't have a specific era, but it ends at the 70s. Yeah.
You don't like the shoulder pads? Come on, what?
Well, the 40s, that's where the shoulder pads come in.
That's true. That's true.
So the 80s actually mimicked a lot of styles from the 40s because of the shoulder pads and the styles of the 40s. The women's styles mimicked the military uniforms of the men since it was during World War II. So that's why they're very like,
Blocked.
yeah.
Very boxy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. Is that a dress or a nightie?
It's a 90. But it's just beautiful. This one's like from the 1940s.
Okay, that's very nice. What color is it? If is it like
It's peach. It's a peach color. So it's full length. It goes all the way down. So this is from the 1940s.
This is from the 19. Like,
Around the 40s. It has wood buttons.
it's got wooden buttons.
Oh, that's nice.
There, I got it.
And then this shirt. These shirts are awesome because I like.
Urban cowboy.
Yeah, because they got the button shirt, the button type.
So there we go. Okay. There you go. Do a little sachet, you know. There we go. Nice. All right. That's from the 70s?
Is this from the 70s? What is it?
It's like 40s.
Like,
Late 40s, early 50s.
like late 40s, early 50s.
It looks 70s though.
Oh, okay. That's
It
even
does
better.
look 70s. And it's nice. I mean, it's nice. I didn't think it was going to fit. It looked big. But yeah, it's nice.
Nice.
Even keeping it open, just with a nice shirt, button-up shirt. Yeah, with a nice button-up shirt, yeah.
All right.
By the label, look at the label, you can tell like what year it is. Like the era.
I love it when they have those. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love when they have those labels. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, this is fun. Going back and forth. Oh, there we go.
You're getting your exercise on. All right.
It's interesting.
Now I added this question because this is something I would do, but has anyone ever claimed an item in here was stolen from their past life just to try to get
Not stolen, but we did have a little chain. What is it?
It was
Chain
a
mail
chain
purse.
mail purse.
It was like a Whiting and Davis purse, like maybe from the 20s. And this lady came in and she was looking at her stuff and she asked to see the purse. She goes, "This was my mother's." And we were like, "What?"
We're like, sure, what?
And she's like, "Yeah, this is my mother's." And then she said, "Look, I remember this."
There were certain markings
Yeah.
on the purse, and yeah, she's like, "Look, I'll open it up, and it's got this." And we opened it up, and it had that.
It was crazy.
And she saw it from we had on display case.
Yeah.
So it was like a random customer that came in, and we had her moms who had passed away. And we got that purse from an estate,
I think so, yeah, from an estate sale. But she said she hadn't seen it in years and years.
See, I was just kidding with this question.
And we offered it to her. We said, it's your mom's. Do you want it? And she said, no, I already have a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But that's just weird that she comes
So it
in
came full circle.
and-
It came full circle. It came full circle for her.
Do you still have the purse?
No,
Yeah, sold
we
it.
sold it.
That's an amazing story. That's crazy. Do you have any special events going on?
We started having events here. We were fortunate enough to have a little area to turn into a tiny little tea party / event area. And so in February we had a Galentine's, and that was really nice. Today we're having a collage making event.
Sip and clip.
A sip and snip event. And what's coming up next?
So wait, sip
There we go.
and nip? What?
Sip and snip.
Sip and snip.
Cut.
Yeah.
Sip and snip. Well, there will be no men coming to your area today. They'll be like,
Yeah, I'll be somewhere
they'll be like
else.
nope.
Towards the end of the month, we're planning a sip and paint class where you can paint your own pot and plant your own little plantita and take it home. So that's what we got going. Next month, we're planning on doing an indoor garage sale because we have a lot of stuff that we need to get rid of. So we're planning on that, and we're planning to perhaps have a few people come up and sell the stuff that's not selling for them. At the beginning, since we opened, we've been collaborating with Lisbeth from Cushy Cushy 915. She does embroidery classes, and so she'll have her embroidery classes once a month, around once a month here. And so last month we had a Bridgerton tea party embroidery party. It was really nice. It was so cool. And so we're having one on the 4th of May for Mother's Day. We're having another one.
Do you have to know how to embroider or whatever it's called?
No.
She
She
teaches
teaches you.
It's a
She
class.
teaches you. It's a class.
Yeah, she supplies everything.
And
you know.
she's awesome.
Yeah,
She is.
she's really amazing. She's just opened up her own little shop too.
Yeah. Well, this is hers. This is Cushy Cushy 915. Her name is Lisbeth. Okay. She's on Instagram. But we're also on Instagram under Fun Funky Fab Vintage.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
It's just mainly, to put you guys out there and have people, come and see what you guys have and, I don't know, just to promote because I think you guys are awesome.
Thank you for inviting us.
No,
yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
This has been an honor. Seriously. This is really nice.
No, I appreciate you guys. Do you still have my sweater there?
Yes, it's actually still here.
I'm gonna have to make a move. I love that sweater. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you. We're gonna get you on this. We're gonna show people where you're at, have people come visit you, come to your events, and I wish you guys well. You guys are amazing. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to eat now because I don't want to get skinny and fit into all those clothes.
And remember,
vintage never goes out of style.
But I'm all confused, cause I got this sweet sugar blues. Almost sugar, I got them sugar